Hello everybody, Ministrom here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. In the last episode, we've been working on continuing to build up along the Republic of Mexico border. They have begun the justification of war. We are also working on integrating a whole bunch of these smaller states into the US, so Heaven's Gate will come in. Old Spokane State, well, they're already a member here. Victoria, Cascadia, Timberline, all these guys are coming along. Sleepers. That's a slight issue right there. Hopefully we'll be able to break through here quickly. Yeah, the issue is the Foragers border. And that little border right now is not covered. I do have new armies getting recruited. Let's see. 21st of February. 8th of February. 17th of March. 21st of February. Our power armor infantry, our heavy robots, and our motorized will be done in February. Our tanks will be done in March. Their justification will complete in May. So we will have time to get those forces deployed and distributed before the war starts. So, that's good. Pest control. The assault team has reported that they have entered the caves beneath the vault. Oh yeah, we're clearing out that vault. But we're beaten back not only due to the high spore count, but the amount of spore carriers, spore plants, and giant mantises in the caves beneath. The officers requested that the defoliant be deployed down there as well, and barrels of the stuff are being prepared by the chemical corps. The science team, meanwhile, has begun research into the vault and its food production capability. It seems the secret of the vault's expansive flora is none other than Bovera mordicana, the fungus that caused this mess. While we hoped maybe it was a side effect, this is a major setback as we can't hand out a fungus that turns people into plant zombie hybrids on the hope they can grow more food. Alright, next thing we need to do is we need to distribute the Air Force. Okay, so do we have airfields? We have some airfields. We have 4 Gex. Okay, I'm not sure where we're going to use that. We're not going to worry about it right now. What I'm looking for is this. enter for 100 days. 2 air base, naval base. We should probably start working on these. Let's go ahead and activate a few of them. Alright, well, we don't really have the airfields. I don't know if I have time to actually build any airfields. Let's work on it. Yeah, I think we'll have time. Alright, sublevels orange and yellow. After everything Coleus had gone through, this is the EPA one. He was dreading going further down, arriving at sublevel orange. These fears were seemingly justified. What went on in those blood-curdling cafeterias, sinister conference rooms, and ominous offices? Eventually, the soldiers patrolled the area and discovered nothing was amiss. Even after 3 extensive searches, there was nothing bizarre about the place. In fact, Coleus is actually hopeful that they can be renovated in short order. Further down in sublevel yellow was the power for the facility, and engineers are on their way to restore it past emergency power and get the place up and running. We could practically hear the relief in Coleus' report, as the past few hours have been very fruitful and was more in line with than what he was expecting. My problems discovered were some hazardous materials found shoved in a back room, which were quickly neutralized by EPA specialists. Alright, well, let's move what we can down here. Alright, 300 planes of Flagstaff. Heavy bombers. Air superiority fighters. Everybody has missions. South Arizona. Another 300 planes. Sublevel green. Nothing good lasts forever. The green level is filled with poisonous gas, which would have incapacitated our soldiers if they weren't in power armor. A sample of it was collected and sent off for study, and special hazmat suits and air filters were given to teams to explore the level. According to Director 00000, the level was for animal and biological testing, and that one of the tests got out of hand, the test being a mutated Venus man trap. It was here that much of the EPA's previous human staff were killed and the level locked down, and skeletons of them and pre-war animals littered the place. In his report, Coleus expected such an endeavor, and was why he brought demo teams armed with flamers. Sending them down, the team promptly torched the mutated Venus man-trap after discovering its location, though 200 years of poisonous gas means the level will be off-limits until the fumes can be neutralized. Ironically, the gas did perfectly preserve plant life, including several trees and an arboretum that Coleus hopes he can study to replicate across the wasteland. $600 fighters. Now let's send. Well, let's just send all of them here, because that place is eventually going to get built up. Oh, we got 2 fighter groups here that are not assigned. There we go. Alright, Robco. The robots of Robco litter the waste and are often a hazard to many a scavenger and caravan guard alike, and sending shutdown codes from a recognized source could save lives. Many more are in a state of disrepair, and could be a boon to scrappers and salvagers if there was a central system to repair and refit. That was our idea anyway with Robco, a recognizable pre-war name that would not only be recognized, but would also add legitimacy to our cause. Until Mr. House sent us a message claiming ownership of the brand, after a series of legal debates and stare-downs between Mr. House's Securitrons and U.S. Army power armor, House relented his ownership but maintains a role in the company as an advisor and a monetary consultant. Any other pre-war moguls still alive? Support robot attack, support robot defense. Alright. MedTech. Hello folks, this is Mr. New Vegas and a special guest appearance for the Radiant Times. MedTech Labs has officially been reopened. Its doors today and has begun production of a wide range of health and other medical products such as Mentats and Fixer. However, their new flagship product are stim packs, of which the patent was awarded to them for sale and distribution, but not exhaustive rights after lobbying from several independent organizations. While the true manufacturers of stim packs might have been a company in North Carolina, no one is around to challenge that claim. And by the time of this article, several thousands have already been produced and are sent to needy communities for the far reaches of American society. Questions of whether MedTech will produce the various combat drugs and stimulants that are also prevalent in today's society were declined. The spokeswoman saying that MedTech is only interested in producing healthcare products and not trying to make a quick buck. That is the news, and now for my top selection of songs from across the wastes. Alright. ArcJet Systems attempting to recreate the success of Lockreed's school out west. The Lockreed School out west. The president's administration has likewise set up a similar school out east with former ArcJet Systems. Despite the East Coast being nowhere near as civilized or advanced as the West, there has been a surprising number of applicants with both engineering and electrical knowledge, which has made the creation of the school all the easier. Many have even noted that aircraft engineering is simpler than the electrical wiring and construction of settlements in the East. And even our engineers are having issues with grasping. Alright. Sublevel Blue. While waiting for green to be cleared, Coleus had a chat with Hologram 00000, who Coleus says is wonderful to converse with, since the hologram is just as frustrated with the facility as he is, and actually likes the fact that Coleus has fired 12001 5 times now, put 1001 in his place, and fixed up 10031 so he could do his job. The hologram told Coleus of a secret research project on the secret blue level and granted him access, especially since Coleus is 00000's boss. The Descending into the level, aside a few hazardous storage units, the level was filled with several people in suspended animation. Working quickly, EPA technicians secured the area and slowly brought these people out of hibernation, dazed and confused as they were. All of them were pre-war EPA scientists that put themselves in hibernation after the bombs fell and Sublevel Green was contaminated. They are very surprised that not only did the government survive, but that it has been 200 years. Despite a few trying to jostle for power, Coleus told them that he was the director of the EPA, sent them off to New Reno for medical and psychological tests. Gets event. Hello, I am President Granite. As a vertebrate carrying pre-war EPA scientists flew over the shattered post-war wasteland, many were in shock. Even after 200 years, much of the land was barren desert, and off to the north was a massive green cloud the pilots noted was a rad storm. After asking what a rad storm was, they promptly wished they didn't. As they arrived at the vertebrate at the EPA offices, they were met by several power-armored soldiers standing before a brick house of a man with a winning smile. The man introduced himself as Douglas Granite, President of the United States, and personally welcomed them into the post-war world. A small speech, he thanked them for their service, and that their country needed them now more than ever. The country, well, the planet was healing, but slowly. Scientific progress had been set back centuries in many parts of the world, and that only the United States had the power to fix this broken and damaged world. Granite spoke that their pre-war knowledge and extensive expertise was valuable now more than ever, and that he was pleading with them to turn this blighted, barren wasteland that he knew back into the lush green world they once knew. Not a single one of the pre-war scientists were going to let him down. Alright. Alright, development of the Navy. Anti-pirate operations. Aerial refueling. And I guess we might as well just keep working on these other variants. $450. Alright, burn to the roots. After liberal application of defoliant flamers and a few incinerators, we found the caves were found. The caves around the vault have been cleared. Casualties remain low. Sadly, after one of the engineers was ambushed by a pack of spore carriers, those said carriers were quickly turned to ash by quick-acting troopers nearby. Air quality tests have found no trace of the spores, but demolition teams are standing by. Flamers in hands as scientists conduct more sample tests. Last thing we need is a spore carrier and a power armor. During clearing operations, we encountered a ghoul stranded in the cave. She was in a raised area, thus she didn't inhale any defoliant. The ghoul, a scientist named Keeley, wasn't expecting the cavalry to save her. Is grateful for the rescue. She has offered her expertise to our science team, having been studying the vault for the former NCR Office of Science and Industry, and is thankful we aren't trying to use the Bovera Mordicana to grow crops. What's more, she thinks she can assist with the lead on our scientists with developing. All right. 400 Cass wings. Hold on. Light jet fighter, maritime jet fighter. Should probably get more airfields going. Yeah, get all those airfields built. Alright, sublevel Indigo. From poison and hibernation, we've returned to the bazaar. Arriving on the level after sublevel Green had been cleared out of the poison, the team investigation found the level to be conducting experiments on humans. By that we mean there were charts and graphs comparing male and female bodies to one another and multiple operating tables. After the level was deemed to be secure, non-power armored soldiers moved in to secure the area. That was where things went sideways, as Lieutenant Disney was accidentally pulled into an auto dock. After several minutes of trying to get the thing open to rescue him, the thing opened and we finally found out why there were so many male and female medical charts. A scan of some of the terminals found that this level was working with the military on gender reassignment for some covert operation that we'll never know about. We've offered Lieutenant Disney to go back through, but she is openly refusing to enter the autodock again and actually seems happier now. A request has been sent to Human Resources Command to have her name changed to Callista Disney. Alright then. White Sierra Wonderland. The cryo plan worked, with army engineers and modified vehicles and power armor cut a hole through the cloud. From there, the frozen particles were collected for disposal, and a corridor of industrial fans were installed to supply the engineers working their way to the resort. As they approached the city, however, they started taking fire from a series of crazed tribals in hazmat suits living in the resort villa. Being we didn't expect anyone to be alive, our troops weren't equipped to return fire and were forced to call in air support while reinforcements arrived. After a few hours of advancing under fire from a seemingly unending number of tribals, we've reached the gates of the Sierra Madre and are preparing to enter the resort now. Alright, we'll see how it goes. Alright, I think I'm just going to wait for those... I'm just gonna wait for... yeah, so we just need so much more composite materials. To see what I can do to get those. A sailor's life. Right, is there anything that I could build? A tactical destructor. Alright. Composite forge. Requires technology pre-war manufactories. I guess that is not something we currently have. Let's sponsor a war movie, okay? We can fire up West Tech. And General Atomics. Sublevel Violet. After the fiasco with Lieutenant Disney, the poisonous gas, and the nightmare on the surface, Coleus was a little concerned as to what was on level Violet. Director 00000 itself didn't exactly know, stating that damage to his memory banks were preventing him from accessing it. A series of robots were sent in first and reported back all clear. When the soldiers entered the sublevel, they realized it was the facility's data and memory storage, completed with a collapsed server bank for Director 00000, which is why he didn't remember what the level was about. Data analysts and engineers have been called in to help recover, restore, and back up the data, as well as deep dive into them to find anything useful, as well as reprogramming and repairing the damaged AI directors at the site. Well, they would have, had Coleus not run in there with a super sledge he found and smashed up all but the director of science, because Coleus actually liked him, the director of ground maintenance, since that one did its job, and the director of public relations, whose presence has been a morale boost for personnel on the site. On a particular note, he spent an inordinate amount of time destroying the director of operations, so much so he broke the super sledge. With that, the entire facility has been secured, and Coleus is now hoping to make it into a new central office here in the next few weeks. Right, with the facility restored and running, Director Coleus was proud to announce the rebuilding of the EPA from its new Californian offices. With his hope that the research data recovered can be put to use in restoring the wasteland, and that research labs can be put to good use in revitalizing wasteland and began restoring it to its pre-war state in the coming decades. For now, however, the EPA is to start working on cleanup of various radioactive sites, focus on engineering new types of radiation-resistant crops, and work with the newly minted Department of Agriculture, who has been seconded to the EPA by order of the President to create better farming methods to maximize crop yield and avoid unnecessary destroying of the environment any further than it already has. However, Director Coleus states that he has a team of pre-war scientists found in the EPA building that will be hard at work trying to bring plant life back to the wasteland, and that is his hope that the term wasteland will soon become nothing more than a memory in a 9-letter word. Naval Patroller, I think that's what that is going to be. Are Deathclaw an endangered species? With the revival of the EPA, one of the more vocal debates is whether North America's latest apex predator, the Deathclaw, is entitled to protection. Once a terrible threat, the deployment of heavy weaponry has reduced its natural habitat, and some scientists estimate it could one day become extinct. We could preserve this proud animal, a testament to nature's fortitude through adversity. On the other hand, farmers complain that Deathclaws make off with their Brahmin and children. Let's see, what do we want? Political power or base war support? I could definitely use the base war support. Yeah, get rid of him. There we go. I don't think I really have anything for you to do. The Enclave Navy was always something of a misnomer, as the proud Pacific Fleet was cannibalized until only a single ship remained. Much of the Navy was left over to manning the various defensive systems aboard the rig. Times, however, have changed, and with few surviving naval officers we have, we're doing everything possible to revamp and restore the Navy to a full fighting force. Key to this is it allows men and women to receive the same pay as the Army, but without the dangers of being strung up and crucified on the pole by the Legion, which doesn't exist anymore. Of course, the threat of ghoul whales, krakens, and the occasional glowing rad shark means that there are just as many threats on the open ocean, but nothing a 57mm cannon can't handle. Got a giant pile of Navy experience there. Nice. Have I designed? Hold on. Where am I clicking on? I do need a new light patrol boat. you are now obsolete. So we need to design proper patrol, light patrol ships. All the usuals, fully upgraded. Torpedo launcher. Yes. Okay. Let's make you point defense. Well, yeah, point defense lasers. 37mm twin mounts. Sounds good. This will be Nevada class? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just for a light patrol boat, but that's fine. First thing that came to mind. Alright, strike jet bomber, urban pole plasma rifle. Okay. We're not producing any of those. Advanced technology, sophisticated naval tech. Done. Oh, speaking of naval. Oh, yeah, nobody is doing anything. Okay, that's fine. Deep strike ground support, carrier attacker. Yeah, we're running out of stuff to work on there.
This is Enclave main comm. Enclave here.
Oh yeah, these guys need to go into that army.
Enclave here. Enclave here.
And this army we're going to send over here. Alright, Enclave Destroyer. Naval reactors. Let's work on the Enclave cruiser, the Enclave battleship, the Enclave dreadnought, spar torpedo, chain gun mechanism. The Chosen One's trial. The Chosen One's trial was never in doubt, even if Granite had suspicions about the Enclave's experiments on the oil rig and at Navarro. Too many members of the Enclave blamed the Chosen One for deaths of friends and family, and propaganda blamed the Chosen One for stopping the Enclave's medical assistance to Arroyo's tribals. So the Chosen One's found guilty of supporting slavers in the den, killing miners in the Broken Hills, of smuggling liquor into Vault City, of aiding cultists in San Francisco, and of course of treason against the United States government. The only question was their fate. Firing a squad for base war support. Due to our efforts to rebuild this once great country every day, there are more who believe in our American dream. Oh yeah. I guess we could take base stability. Alright, but we're at the end of the episode, so... Heavy monoplane... Fighter... I guess it's saying a bomber interceptor. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we'll go ahead and end the episode here. We're just kind of chugging through a lot of events. We should be almost done. These are going to be done in a couple of days, about a week. Same for those. And then we'll start, I guess, building the next army group. Because we just want to keep training troops. More forces. Ooh, there's a problem.
This is Enclave main com.
There's a problem indeed. Alright.
This is Enclave main
Give me
com.
5 divisions up there. Okay. Alright, well, I don't really have time to read that. Because I unpause it for a second. Power armor attack. Power armor speed. Power armor fire team attack. Bill atomics gives construction speed. Okay. We'll go ahead and end the episode here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.